Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
Washington Post World, September 29, 1201 America, New York. China's demolition of Evergrande halts housing boom to curb risky business. The knock-on effects of slower Chinese growth would be felt around the world, though so far financial fallout seems likely to be contained. Washington Post World, September 29, 12 o'clock America, New York. Before China Evergrande neared collapse, its soccer team chased global glory. Until recently, the story of Evergrande for many non-Chinese outsiders was not about the fortune and misfortune of a sprawling real estate empire, but of a soccer team.
September 29, 7:04 America, New York. Booster side effects were similar to second dose, with brief, mild to moderate effects, study says. New data suggests booster doses of COVID-19 vaccines were well tolerated, U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky said Tuesday.
Time, September 29, 7 o'clock America, New York. The Unmaking of the White Christian Worldview. As I came of age in Woodville Heights Baptist Church, on the white working-class side of Jackson, Mississippi, I internalized a cycle of sin, confession and repentance as a daily part of my life. Time, September 29, 7 o'clock America, New York. Jasper Johns. Dying while on assignment doesn't seem like a bad idea. Jasper Johns, possibly America's most famous living artist and still plying his trade at 91, launches two retrospectives on September 29, one at the Whitney Museum of American Art in New York City and the other at the Philadelphia Museum of Art.
RT World News, September 29, 6:49 America, New York. Best news in long time. Edward Snowden hails Canadian resettlement of refugee family who sheltered him in Hong Kong. Canada has finally agreed to grant residency to a Sri Lankan family that was among the refugees who offered hospitality to NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden when he went to Hong Kong to share classified materials with journalists. RT World News, September 29, 6:46 America, New York. New Zealand to abandon forcible removal of at-risk children after anger from Maori families. The New Zealand government has announced that the removal of at-risk children from their families will end, after Maori families complained that the process, known as uplifting, racially discriminates against them. New York Times World News, September 29, 6:44 America, New York. Do Germany's election results signal a left turn for Europe? It is too early to tell, but the results certainly illustrate a fragmentation in politics and the growing influence of personalities. Olaf Scholz of Germany's Social Democrats gained support campaigning as a steady, Merkel-like figure.
Mirror World News, September 29, 6:43 America, New York. Google Maps mysteriously blurs image of remote Nuuk Island in Pacific Ocean. A giant blurred blurb has mysteriously appeared over a French Polynesian atoll on Google Maps, with part of the former nuclear testing site Moruroa being completely hidden.
World CBS News, com. September 29, 6:42 America, New York. Former top diplomat chosen by party to lead Japan as next PM. Ex-Foreign Minister Fumio Kishida will have to tackle COVID-19, a battered economy, a declining population and birth rate, and an increasingly assertive China.
New York Times World News, September 29, 6:38 America, New York. Unpopulism. Why are Democrats talking about scrapping some of the most popular parts of their agenda? Customers at a pharmacy in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Wall Street Journal World News, September 29, 6:37 America, New York. North Korean weapons launch showed off vital piece of Kim Jong-un's ambitions. The launch was a new hypersonic missile, with a fuel system that makes deployment faster and more mobile, Pyongyang's state media reported.
September 29, 6:27 America, New York. You can score free Starbucks and Dunkin' today. Here's how. It's that time of the year again. Today is National Coffee Day.
PowerPost, September 29, 6:22 America, New York. Lobbyists battle over Democrats' $3.5 trillion budget plan. We surveyed K Street and identified some of the pay for fights attracting the most attention, from hiking the corporate tax rate and drug pricing measures, to international taxes and methane fees.
New York Times World News. September 29, 6:18 America New York. Who is Fumio Kishida, the new leader of Japan's ruling party? Fumio Kishida, a former foreign minister, prevailed in a closely fought election to lead Japan's governing Liberal Democratic Party. Fumio Kishida, a former foreign minister, was chosen on Wednesday to lead the governing party.
Mirror World News. September 29, 6:16 America New York. Supermarket shopper left speechless by note from staff in home food delivery. A supermarket customer was left stunned to find 2 gifts and a handwritten note from staff hidden among her home delivery order, and it's not the first time they've done it.
September 29, 6:06 America New York. Brazil hospital chain hid COVID-19 deaths, whistleblower's lawyer tells Senate. A Brazilian hospital chain tested unproven drugs on elderly COVID-19 patients without their knowledge as part of an effort to validate President Jair Bolsonaro's preferred miracle cure, a lawyer for whistleblowing doctors told senators on Tuesday.
CNN.com World. September 29, 6:06 America New York. Brazil hospital chain hid COVID-19 deaths, whistleblower's lawyer tells Senate. A Brazilian hospital chain tested unproven drugs on elderly COVID-19 patients without their knowledge as part of an effort to validate President Jair Bolsonaro's preferred miracle cure, a lawyer for whistleblowing doctors told senators on Tuesday. Mirror World News. September 29, 6:05 America New York. Headless zombie toad hops away as horrified man realizes it's still alive. Warning. Graphic content. The man's video showed the toad's muscle twitching as it breathed without its head after being spotted by the worker in Ottawa, Canada.
Wall Street Journal World News. September 29, 6:03 America New York. U.S. deports high-profile hacker to Russia. The U.S. released Alexei Burkov from its custody this week, at least a year before his prison sentence was expected to finish, handing him over to Russian authorities despite long resisting Moscow's efforts to retrieve him.
RT World News. September 29, 6 o'clock America New York. Taliban demands U.S. respect Afghan airspace after alleged drone incursions. The Taliban has demanded that the U.S. respect Afghanistan's sole rights over its own airspace, and called on the world's strongest military to keep out or be prepared to face negative consequences.